And is suited up for Indiana State today, so good segue there. We're going to see Marcus Harding, a familiar face.
Absolutely, Marcus Harding, a piece for the Sycamores team, and that was a bye game for George Mason. They paid Central Michigan to ultimately lose that game, and we always talk about wanting to see the MAC level up in all of these conference rankings. That's a big way to do that as a conference, to have wins like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and overall, I mean, you can still see a lot of teams trying to figure it out. Ohio picked to win the league. They're just 1-3, Mick. All road losses to James Madison, Illinois State, and Memphis. So, as we'll see, the teams that we're going to watch in December and January, a lot different than what we're seeing here in November.
That's the truth of it. It is November 16th. A lot to be decided as we're only 3 games into the season, and today it's Ball State and Indiana State. Other teams taking action. Eastern Michigan's at Cleveland State. Toledo on the road at Detroit Mercy, who's already picked up 2 wins in their first 3 games after a 1-win season. That's Ball State's next opponent next week. Bowling Green's at Michigan State, and NIU takes on Bradley on the road to wrap up a MAC Outlook today on a Saturday afternoon from Muncie. It's Sycamores and Cardinals coming your way next. Rivalry continues between Ball State and Indiana State. It's next to the Cardinals Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. For the 140th time between Ball State and Indiana State, the Sycamores and Cardinals link up, and today it's from Worthen Arena for some Saturday afternoon basketball. David Eham, Mick Tidra with you. Matt Tuttle's our network producer here this afternoon. And let's go ahead and get to our starting lineups here today for the Cardinals and the Sycamores. Ball State rolling with the lineup. Head coach Michael Lewis wants to put together and try and figure this out, because it's been back and forth the last couple of games in figuring out who's going to be the starters. Mason Jones started last game for Ball State in place of Wansi Gorosito, and then Gorosito came off the bench and only played a few minutes after he had started. And today, that is exactly the case here today. So Mason Jones starts along with Ethan Britton Watts, Jamari Fat Hill, Mickey Pearson Jr., and Peyton Sparks are the five on the floor for third-year head coach Michael Lewis, who's 36-30 in his third season with Ball State. Indiana State, 1-2 this year. Matthew Graves, first-year head coach, was on staff with Josh Schertz during those magical runs, especially last season. Went to the NIT championship game and ultimately lost. But Coach Graves, an assistant on those teams, and now takes over the reins as the 27th head coach in Indiana State history. Leading the charge, Samaj Teal, 16.5 points per game for the Sycamores. He transferred in from Presbyterian, where he played one season. Marcus Harding, like he mentioned, a familiar face. He's from Central Michigan in the starting lineup here today as well. Kamani Dowdy, 5 points, a rebound and a half a game for the graduate student. Also in the lineup with Janai Summers, 8.5 points, 3 rebounds today. And then one of the coolest names you'll probably hear in college basketball, Camp Wagner, in the starting lineup as well for Indiana State. The sophomore averaging 8.5 points and 41% from deep. That is best on the Sycamores team. Those are the starting lineups for both teams here today. And before we get to tip-off brought to you in part by Gamebridge. Winning demands consistency. Find a better way to grow your money at Gamebridge.io. That's Gamebridge.io. Final thoughts before tip.
Well, a couple keys, Mick. First, you want to get off to a fast start. Get out of the gate early, get the crowd into it, get some confidence. Defensively, it's going to be about the first 10 seconds. Indiana State loves to get out in transition, particularly off of misses. You've got to defend in that first 10 seconds. Talk, communicate. Last but not least, turnovers. Indiana State averages 16.7 a game. The Cardinals have had an issue with that. Which team will value the basketball?
We're ready for basketball here inside Worthen Arena, a rivalry that dates back to 1919 with Indiana State and Ball State. Bill Eck, the head referee, tosses the ball into the air, and Peyton Sparks for Ball State whacks it back to the left side to Ethan Britton Watts. And Ball State has possession left to right with the graduate student Watts dribbling hip high with the right hand. It's Ball State in the home gray uniforms, red trim and numbers, and the cursive Ball State on the front. While Indiana State goes with the all blue look and white numbers. It's Fat Hill who gives it Mason Jones right wing out to Ethan Britton Watts straight away. Jones has it right wing, 7 to shoot. Watts drives, free throw line right, kicks it out to Pearson, right wing 3, crashes out. Jones the offensive board, straight away tray for Watts, and this one rims out. Rebound pops down to Dowdy. Pearson's tipping it up around, and finally corralled by Janai Summers of Indiana State, and the Sycamores have their first possession right to left here this afternoon. It's Teal who has the ball, the senior transfer from Presbyterian. Averaged 13.5 points per game last year and spent 2 seasons at Winston-Salem before Presbyterian. Steele throws it corner right side, right in front of Ball State's bench. Quick handoff from Wagner back to Teal. Teal to Wagner, right corner 3. This one rolls around and out, picked up by Fat Hill. And here goes Ball State left to right in transition. No score a minute in here to Worthen Arena's Sycamore Cardinal battle. Hill, right wing, slips a pass to Sparks, who's one-on-one with the shorter Dowdy. Sparks goes to work toward the right block, baseline right. Holds the ball above his head, then spins it out to Watts. Corner left, it's Pearson. Pearson back to Sparks inside the free throw line right. 7 to shoot, wiggles free between 2 defenders and softly lays one home for 2. Ball State on the board, 2 zip a minute in.
Mick, Indiana State in a 2-3 zone did not play at one possession against SIUE.
There's Teal, throws it down for Harding. It's ripped out by Jones, and Jones tiptoes the baseline left and steps it out of bounds. It stays Indiana State basketball, but great defensive effort.
Yeah, and back to that zone defense, I'm sure that was a little bit of surprise. You did not see that on film. Cardinals did a good job. Peyton Sparks cut to the elbow. He gets an early breather. That was a nice little move, get his confidence going early.
It's one of those early season tricks coaches are throwing at you, right? Oh, you've seen man the whole time. Let's go zone, one of the first possessions. Indiana State basketball baseline left with Teal set to inbound. Ben Hendricks checks in for Sparks. Hendricks jumps up and down as Teal throws it in. Harding from the right wing playing pitch and catch with Teal. Dowdy straight away, the transfer from Utah Valley, 4.5 points per game last year. Here's Harding, left wing three-pointer. This one tries to bank in, it rolls out, rebound Hill. And here goes Ball State left to right. 2-0 Cardinals lead, 2 minutes into this one. It's Pearson left wing, hops around to the baseline right, and back out to Hill. He drives, and a quick foul right in front of him is Summers, who bodied him up. First team foul, and first on Summers.
So make a little cat and mouse, right? Why did Michael Lewis substitute with a minute and a half into the game? Get shooters in there. Jeremiah Hernandez in place of Mason Jones, and now you got Ben Hendricks working the middle of the zone.
Hill with it, top of the key, feeds Watts. They go back and forth, quick pass to Hernandez. Ball's tipped out of his hands, but Hendricks claims it on the baseline right. There's another whistle. And this one is charged to Indiana State's Dowdy. So 2 quick fouls on Indiana State as Ball State leads at 2-0, 17:42 to go in the first half. You said you wanted to see a faster start for Ball State. We're not seeing that offensively, but their defense is not giving an inch.
No, they've really done a great job the first couple possessions.
Watts inbounds. Hendricks to work on Harding. Flips it out to Hill, who fakes a straightaway three. Hernandez right wing tray, cashes it home. Hernandez has hit his last 2 3-pointers after beginning the season 0 for 7 from deep. And Ball State takes a 5-0 lead 2.5 minutes in.
Well, there you go, paying dividends on the substitution against the zone. Let's see how long Matthew Graves stays with it.
And now Sparks set to check in at the scores table again. Here's Teal, curls off screen, feeds Harding. Baseline left drive against Hendricks. It's 1-on-1. Harding picks up his dribble, throws it to Teal, left wing three, rims out. Dowdy the rebound, but Watts strips him. It's up toward Hill, and it's tapped around and out by Teal. It stays Ball State possession at midcourt with 17:05 to go, 5-0 Ball State lead. Watts saw what we saw, a potential throw to Hill and slam it down. Just didn't work.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Cardinals will retain possession. We talked about Indiana State likes to shoot threes. 41 attempts in their last game. Every shot so far from deep, 0 for 3.
They take more threes than twos, and today unable to connect. It's Pearson right wing for Ball State. 5-0 lead for the Cards as Pearson flips one up and in, and Ball State has a 7-0 lead. Teal trots into the front court with a hip-high right-handed dribble, and Watts is draped all over him. Coach Cadino gets into a squat to call out the defense for Ball State. Harding whips a quick pass. Corner left side, Summers three-point ball sprays in. Indiana State's on the board, 7-3. Ball State advantage, 16.5 first half.
Great dime by Harding. That's one of the reasons they recruited him. In their offense, you need a good passing big man, a la Robbie Avila.
Yeah, they miss Avila, but they've got some good pieces down here. Hernandez right baseline drives, chucks one up, and he's fouled on the miss.
I tell you, we've talked about it, Mick. Getting Jeremiah Hernandez on a roll is going to be crucial for this team. Seeing that three go in, now he's got a little mojo, getting to the line, which we know he's one of the best in the league at doing so. Boy, I'm really excited to see if he can parlay this early success into a big game.
Hernandez first free throw drops home, and it's a lead for Ball State 8-3 with 16:18 to go. First half just underway. Hernandez has 4 of Ball State's 8.
Keep in mind, Jerry was 1 of 8 before knocking that triple in, so definitely helps seeing one go through the net.
Makes the second as well. The Cardinals have a 6-point lead in the first 4 minutes of this one. Teal curls off a screen, drives baseline left. Harding stops. Sparks picks him up. Harding chucks it over him and drops it in. Marcus Harding, the Central Michigan transfers on the board for Indiana State. 4-point ball game. Watts gives off to Hill, right wing. Hill's doubled up after coming off a career best 25 points. It's Watts, free throw line extended, dumps it down to Sparks, goes right through Harding. He drops it home and also draws a foul. Harding could not body up Sparks and then jumped on him too. So Peyton Sparks has 4 early points. The Cardinals' big man's going to the free throw line when we come back. Ball State 11, Indiana State 5 with 15:47 here in the first half. Our Pride Mark Student Athlete of the Week brought to you in part by Pride Mark Construction. It's Justin Bowick. Had 171 receiving yards against Miami with 8 catches and a touchdown. Against Buffalo, he added another 130 yards and 2 touchdown receptions. Justin Bowick, you are the Pride Mark Construction Student Athlete of the Week. First half continues when we return on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield. McDonald's of Greater Indiana is proud to support Ball State athletics. McDonald's is introducing Krispy Kreme donuts to its core menu, delivered fresh every single day to participating McDonald's restaurants. Satisfy your sweet tooth and pair it with premium roast McCafe coffee to start your day. McDonald's, today's game day sponsor here for Ball State basketball. Ball State 11, Indiana State 5 with 15:47 to go here in the first half. David Eha, Mick Tidrow with you. Matt Tuttle's our network producer as Peyton Sparks walks to the free throw line to our right.
Well, Mick, two guys we wanted to see get going. Peyton Sparks, Jeremiah Hernandez doing just that. Hernandez 5 early points. Peyton Sparks chance to get to 5. He's 2 of 2 from the field. Nice to see those guys get on track here early.
And here's Peyton Sparks from the free throw line. He misses it, but races across the line, and a quick violation called on Peyton Sparks.
And Marcus Harding exited at that media timeout. Here's where the lack of depth in the front court will show up. The tallest player right now is 6'7", Jaden Daughtry. No match for the Cardinal bigs.
Indiana State basketball. Here goes Daughtry, and he's fouled as he goes to the rim, baseline left, much to the dismay of the crowd. It's Hill who commits the foul for Ball State. First team, first personal foul on Ball State. 15:35 to go in the first half. 11-5 Ball State advantage.
Great weak side that helped that time by Fat Hill. Todd Von Sessen said he got the arm.
So here's Jaden Daughtry, 6'7" sophomore, left-handed free throw, drops home. Daughtry 7.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. And this is his third straight start of the season after coming off the bench in the opener.
Excuse me, Mick. You know, it's so early. You look at trends stat-wise. The one thing that stands out in 4 games, the Cardinals only have 4 block shots. That's last in the MAC. The next fewest is Kent State with 8. So we're going to see if the rim protection can get enhanced a little bit. Indiana State goes back to man-to-man.
Daughtry hits both free throws. It's an 11-7 Ball State advantage. 15:25 ticking first half clock. Hill with a left-handed pass, baseline right to Sparks. Works against Daughtry. Here comes the double team. Ball's poked free by Teal. And Indiana State trying to make this a one-possession game. Into the corner right, it's Dowdy from 3, and he splashes down. And just like that, this lead has evaporated from 7 to 1. 11-10 Ball State advantage. 15 minutes to go first half.
What did we say, Mick? Defense in the first 10 seconds. Turnover, that took about 6 seconds to get a made triple.
Indiana State is 2 for 5 from 3. Hit their last 2. Here's Hill driving baseline right, rejected by Dowdy. Hernandez ends up with it for Ball State. Feed to Sparks, turns, misses off the backboard. Dowdy grabs the rebound. Athleticism chucks it off of Hill, and it rolls off Hill's hip out of bounds baseline right, so it is Indiana State basketball. 11-10 Cardinals advantage, 14:45 first half.
Peyton Sparks out, Ben Hendricks in. I believe that's the right move. Getting it into Peyton Sparks didn't pay dividends that time, but such a tremendous size advantage. You've got to go inside out.
Indiana State has a chance to take a lead for the first time here this afternoon, and Daughtry pulls up, left wing 3, pops off the front of the rim, and Mickey Pearson with the Ball State rebound as they roll left to right, trying to add on to a 1-point advantage. Here's Watts, corner right side, doubled up, picks up his dribble, flings it out to Hill, left wing. Indiana State was down 7-0 in the first 3+ minutes and has come back within 1. Here's Pearson, corner right side, 7 to shoot. Pearson inside the free throw line right, throws one up. It rolls off the rim and pops into the lap of Daughtry. Indiana State pacing right to left. It's a deep left wing 3-pointer that rattles home for Olosin, and Indiana State has its first lead. This team is now 3 for 7 from 3.
And again, in transition, all within the first 8 seconds. You've got to talk and find guys in transition.
3 different players have hit a 3 for Indiana State so far. They have a 13-11 advantage, just under 14 to go in the first half. Here's Hill from the left wing, throws it for Hendricks, backing down Daughtry. Looks for Hill, finds Hill, who slashes to the rim, cuts by one defender, and softly puts one up off the window. It's a tie ball game at 13 with 13:25 first half. Here's Teal. Top of the key, runs baseline left into a double team. Back out, Daughtry right wing 3. Misses short badly. Here goes Watts. Ball State trying to give Indiana State some of its own medicine as Watts trots into the baseline right, then pulls up and runs back out to the left wing. Watts drives, baseline right, stutter step, puts Summers backwards, but Watts misses the runner long, and a rebound for Teal. Here goes Indiana State. Summers, right wing, gives it off to Daughtry. Daughtry for Alosin, left wing three, drops it again. He's come off the bench and hit two.
Yeah, Alothin not shy. He's from Spain, doesn't play like a freshman. 17 of his 19 field goal attempts are from three. That's what he does.
16-13 Indiana State advantage. 12.5 minutes to go. Here goes Fat Hill. Corner right side. Hernandez from three. Misses long, but Summers whacks his right wrist as he released the ball. And Hernandez going to the free throw line for three shots. Not the guy Indiana State wants to foul because Hernandez made the 13th most free throws in the country last year at Southern Indiana.
Yeah, Mick, let's talk about what set up that foul. It was Fat Hill driving, drawing the defense, kicking it out to the open shooter. Then they had to rotate. We saw it in the second half against Dayton. As explosive as Fat Hill was, as Hernandez misses the first free throw, it was his three assists that really showed me something, that when he was getting all that attention, he found and was a willing passer to his teammates.
Hernandez back at the line right for his second free throw, and this one drops in. Visit Gill Brothers Furniture and Mattress to make your house a home. Proud sponsor of Ball State basketball. Gill Brothers makes great living affordable with two convenient locations in Muncie and Anderson. See us online at gillbros.com.
All right, you got Wagner and Alothin as Hernandez makes the free throw. Premier three-point shooters. Got to find those guys.
So Hernandez goes 2 for 3. Alothin's guarded now by Joey Hart, who checks in for the first time this afternoon. Jones also back in with Hendricks, Wansi Gorosito, and Fat Hill. Alothin's already hit 2 threes, jumps inside of the free throw line left, finds Wagner, left wing three, swish. Coach Lewis turns around to his bench, and he's beside himself because 4 different players have hit a 3 for Indiana State. It's 19-15 Sycamores, 12-12 first half. Gorosito curls off a screen, steps out right wing, fakes a 3, then dishes to Hart left wing. Back to Gorosito. Ball State moving the basketball quickly. Now to Hill. Step back right wing three. Lets it fly. Karam's out. Alothin the rebound. And the Sycamores, who have a 4-point lead, run the table quickly. Corner right. Fake 3 from Dowdy. To Teal. Hits Daughtry. Baseline left. Goes against Hendricks. Softly puts one up and in. Indiana State 21. Ball State 15 with 11:40 to play here in the first half. And now the Cardinals are running out to the right side baseline. And Hendricks is fouled by Teal. First personal on Teal, and that is the 15th foul on Indiana State. 21-16, 16 foul. Thanks for the correction, E. 21-15 Indiana State with 11:38 here in the first half. Hey, when the game takes you on the road, we're there. Check into the Courtyard Muncie at Horizon Convention Center. You'll find everything you need to transform your visit into a relaxing getaway. Book online today at Marriott.com. Continue the first half when we come back on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield. If you're tired of your friends looking so good without a filter and you're tired of using a filter, achieve your best self with subtle yet significant enhancements at Muncie's premier destination for skin rejuvenation. Schedule your free consultation with highly trained professionals and claim your $25 Ball State discount. Check out more at revitalize-med-spa.com. Indiana State 21, Ball State 15 with 11.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Ball State basketball off the inbounds pass. Mason Jones takes a right wing three, misses it short, and a rebound pulled in by Jayan Walker, the Indiana State freshman. Sycamores roll right to left with a 6-point lead. Ball State had an early 7-0 advantage, but it's been all Sycamores from distance since then. Indiana State has a low thin, kicks it corner right to Tyron Cook. Cook drives baseline right over Hendricks, puts it up and in. Off the bench comes the sophomore and puts down 2 points. It's Indiana State 23, Ball State 15 with 11 minutes to go first half.
Sycamores back in the zone.
Trying to mix it up with zone and man as Fat Hill has it. Midcourt logo feeds Hendricks, who slams it home with 2 hands. Ignites Ball State's offense after Indiana State had taken the largest lead today by 8. 23-17, 10:40 first half. Here's Daughtry, works against Hendricks, goes right, fakes it, then jumps left, flicks it up with the right hand. It trickles around and out. Hendricks skies for the Ball State rebound. Cardinals trying to make this a 4 3-point game, down 6. Gorosito dishes for Hendricks, puts it on the deck, rolls toward the rim, and it's an offensive foul. Daughtry planted the feet just outside the circle, and it's Hendricks picking up his first personal.
Well, I'm not sure about that call. It looked like Daughtry started to fall before Hendricks actually even hit him, but nonetheless, Cards pick up the foul. Now look, 10:23 to go. Indiana State has 6 team fouls. This is where you don't want to settle for jump shots, Mick. Be aggressive, and you can get to the line. I have to believe Sparks is going to get a touch next time down.
Ball State's 34th in the country in free throw attempts per game, so you figure that won't be an issue the rest of this first half. Daughtry has it top of the key, looks for a Lothan, but Jones all over him. Walker straight away, flips it to Lothan, who has 2 threes already. Now it's an offensive foul. That's the 7th team foul, and Daughtry with an illegal screen as Lothan tried to curl off at free throw line left.
They do a lot of dribble handoffs, Mick, and then watching the Southern Illinois SIU Edwardsville game, they had about 4 of those calls on that exact same play. The guy delivering the handoff has to maintain stability. That time leaned his shoulder in, easy foul for the official.
23-17, Indiana State's in front of Ball State. 10 to go first half as Joey Hart has it left wing. Hill grabs it, goes left, fakes right, gives it Gorosito. Right wing three-pointer, rims out, rebound Cook, who jumps in from nowhere to grab it for Indiana State. Sycamores right to left, Gorosito guards Cook, who receives a screen from Harding. Harding grabs the ball, free throw line left, hits a Lothan, the freshman from Spain. Hurls off a screen, back to Harding, fakes a straightaway 3, tumbles in toward the lane and travels with it. Coach Lewis was calling for it, the officials agreed, and that is the 3rd turnover on Indiana State. 23-17, Sycamores with 9.5 first half.
Well, here's an interesting stat for you, Mick. Talk about shooting threes. Juancy Gorosito's taken 15 field goal attempts, all of them from deep.
Transfer from Portland, a 3-point specialist there. Bringing that to Ball State. Gorosito, right wing, spins out of a double team, finds Hill straight away, drives, kicks, stutter step, right free throw line, swish. Fat Hill proving the handles, makes it a 4-point game. 23-19 with 9 to go first half. Indiana State in front. It was an 8-point Indiana State lead a moments ago, but Ball State 4 straight points to cut it to 4. Lothan hits Walker, right wing three-pointer, misses badly long, and Jones the rebound. Cards can make it a 1-possession game. Jones slips it for Sparks. Sparks drives against Harding, up and under, and that's the Peyton Sparks we're used to seeing here in Worthen.
Great entry. Peyton had such deep position against Harding that time.
23-21, 6-0 spurt for Ball State, 8.5 to go first half. A Lothan three-pointer, right corner, bangs off the rim. Rebound Gorosito, he pushes the pace. Wants it, Gorosito up and through, counted and 1. Gorosito's fired up, and so is this crowd. 8 straight for the Cards to tie it up at 23. And how about Juancy Gorosito's first 2-point try comes at a big moment.
Yeah, it really did, and that's the beauty, right? If you're the point guard and you get the defensive rebound, he put his head down, took it coast to coast, a chance for the old-fashioned and one. Great play by Juancy Gorosito.
Those 4 points that Ball State just scored are the 4 that you might see a lot of this year. Drive with the guards and then feed Peyton Sparks.
Yep, no question about it. Look, and Indiana State struggles in transition D. Get it out and go.
Thank you to Terry Schreier at Sam Pierce Chevrolet in Danville for your support of Ball State Athletics. Visit sampierchevy.com. That's sampierchevy.com. First half continues. Ball State tied at 23 with Indiana State. 8:25 to go. First half on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network for Learfield. The Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. Every dish is created to order using one of the freshest, finest ingredients. Visit Mancino's in Muncie at 4116 West Bethel Ave. And stop by Mancino's Sweet Shop right next door. We had Mancino's in our pregame meal today, E. Always a good way to start a broadcast.
Oh, great way to start a broadcast. Love me some Mancino's.
All about the grinders, the chicken bacon ranch.
So good.
Can't miss it. Cannot miss it. 23-23, Ball State and Indiana State all tied up with 8:25 to go here in the first half. He's the former Ball State point guard, David Iha. I'm Mick Tidrow with you, and Matt Tuttle's back in our network studios.
Juancy Gorosito's first trip to the foul line this season. Last year, 83% from the charity stripe. Biggest differential in the game, Sycamore's 5 made threes, Cards just 1.
Gorosito nails the and one chance on the foul trip before the break. And Ball State's back in front with a 9-0 run, 24-23, 8:20 and ticking first half. In this rivalry matchup that dates back to 1919, Alothin spins one for Harding. Baseline left too strong. Gorosito trying to go coast to coast again. Instead flips it TJ Birch, right wing. Freshman from Dallas, Texas. Leaves it for Sparks, who's doubled up on the baseline right. Spins out of trouble. Finds Birch on the left wing. Birch, sidestep, Gorosito, fake a right wing three, throws it for Sparks, but it's kicked by Alothin, who nearly does the splits to keep Peyton Sparks away from the rim. Ouch.
That's right. And boy, Juancy really tried to thread the needle there. That was the right idea, just didn't get it through. Cardinals retained possession. Chance to execute an end out of bounds play.
24-23 Cards with 7:55 first half. Inbounds to Hernandez. And now Gorosito has it, stands idle at the Cardinal Beak midcourt logo before flinging a pass to Hernandez. Back to Gorosito, straightaway triple. Karam's off right. Hernandez the O-bore, but it's whacked out of his hands by Camp Wagner. And Indiana State has it rolling right to left. An aggressive right-hand dribble for Teal. Puts Gorosito on skates, throws it for Harding, who goes up and under, baseline left for 2. Snaps a 9-0 Ball State run. Sycamore's back in front by 1. Here's Pearson, right wing, has bright pink shoes on today. Slips it for Sparks, baseline right. Sparks has 6 today, muscles up, misses short, grabs the miss, ball flies around. Wagner hits the deck and grabs it on his backside, and it's off to Teal, who races forward quickly for Indiana State. Teal, the team's leading scorer, finds Harding, the Central Michigan transfer, straightaway triple. Karam's off right, and Sparks finds it near midcourt for Ball State. Here goes Birch, the shifty freshman, back out to Hernandez, who puts out his right hand and says slow down. Ball State resets with Gorosito left wing. Gorosito curls off a screen, hits Hernandez, back to Gorosito. Zone defense for Indiana State. Feed down to Sparks, misses the lefty hook shot, baseline right short. Aloth in the defensive rebound for Indiana State. Hits Wagner, left wing triple. Karam's off short. Flying in for the board is Dowdy, and then back out to Teal. Teal launches one from the left wing and switches home. Indiana State is now 6 for 13 from 3 and leads it 28-24 with 6:20 to go in the first half.
Well, Mick, we say it once, say it 1,000 times. Easiest threes come off of offensive rebounds. Exactly what you saw there.
13 of the 18 shots for Indiana State are threes as TJ Birch drives baseline right, misses the high arcing floater but draws a foul. And Ball State has forced 9 Indiana State turnovers, with 6:13 to go in the first half. You figure Ball State's going to keep driving to draw more fouls.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, the next one you're going to be in the bonus. So continue to attack. Don't settle for the mid-range jump shots, at least not early in the shot clock. TJ Birch to the charity stripe, 3 of 4 on the season.
Didn't play the first game of the season against Georgia State, but then had a breakout performance of 13 points in 14 minutes against Franklin, and then played pivotal minutes on the road at Dayton, who is a Ken Pom top 30 team. We saw Birch make some excellent plays as he hits the first free throw.
Yeah, he did. He acquitted himself quite well. The thing I'm looking for TJ Birch now, Mick, is to start creating for others. 28 minutes, no assists yet on the season. That's the next step for him as a point guard.
Second free throw line bounces out right. Teal the defensive rebound for Indiana State. It's a Sycamores 28-25 lead with 6 to go first half. Alothin, the freshman from Spain, has all day to set his feet for a straightaway triple. Rolls out. Harding tips it out of bounds, but Fat Hill got the wrist of Harding, and it's Ball State's third team foul.
Well, and that's the second on Fat Hill, so let's see what Michael Lewis does. You know, according to Ken Pom, last year, Michael played a guy with 2 fouls 45% of the time. With the depth this season, he's only done it 27%. He leaves Hill in.
Baseline left, it's Teal with a quick entry pass to Harding. Back to Teal in the corner right. 16.5 points per game. He's scoreless so far today. Chucks one up, misses it short. Rebound Hendricks for Ball State. Cardinals roll it left to right, down by 3 with 5:45 first half. Watts finds Hill, left wing. Pearson drives, kicks it back to Hill to the left wing. Hill's doubled up. Fat Hill feeds Watts, right wing 3. Karam's out, Harding the defensive stop. And here goes Indiana State right to left, trying to build on a one-possession advantage. This rivalry matchup in its 140th installment. It's been back and forth so far here in the first half. Harding, right wing, receives a screen, cross-court pass to Wagner, catches, flicks, three-point ball, drops in. A cross-court pass from the right wing to the left corner opens up the Indiana State lead, 31-25 with 5:06 first half.
One of the quickest releases you will ever see. He doesn't reload. He literally catches it, and it's gone.
Pearson down to Hendricks, back to Pearson, fakes the left wing 3, drives, puts it up, and it rolls around and out, but draws a foul. Pearson almost had an and one, but the 10th team foul in Indiana State comes at the expense of Samaj Teal's second personal foul. And Pearson shoots 2 at the free throw line right.
Well, looking, Mick, at some point the Cards are going to have some success from outside. Just 1 of 8 shooting three-pointers. Meanwhile, the Sycamores 7 of 18. I mean, that is 18-point differential on threes alone.
Pearson for the free throw line right. Benzanese flicks the wrist, and the first free throw bounces all the way around, probably touches every part of the rim, and then sinks in. Pearson has 3 early points. Going back to your point, Ball State's 35th in the country in three-point percentage defense. Opponents only hitting 24%. Today, Indiana State 39%. Coach Lewis said pregame, hey, we don't know if we've played any good three-point shooting team yet. This is a good test.
Yeah, they know now.
They do know now as Pearson sinks the second free throw as well. 31-27, Indiana State leads with 4:45 and ticking here in the first half. It's Cook straight away for Indiana State. Watts guards him. Dowdy flicks it to Wagner. Wagner drives baseline left, double team, and then Wagner draws the foul on Pearson. He planted the pivot foot, turned, and Mickey bodied him up.
So here's what I like about that is they made Wagner a driver, right? They pushed him off the three-point line. He is not going to hurt you inside the arc. So that's the right idea, even though you picked up a foul.
And you have plenty of fouls to give. Ball State only has 14 fouls here in the first half. Harding feeds it to Cook on the left wing, drives, kicks it back to Harding, stutter step and a travel. Harding was wide open. It's because he took an extra step after picking up the pivot foot. Indiana State's now turned it over just 4 times, but Ball State now has an opportunity to cut this to a 1-possession game, and Fat Hill is back in the game.
Yeah, Sycamores have 4 turnovers. Marcus Harding with 3 of them single-handedly.
31-27, Indiana State's in front, 4.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Juancy Gorosito crosses the timeline with a hip-high right-handed dribble, a composed stance as he kicks it to Hill straight away. Hill had SportsCenter's top #1 dunk from the Dayton game a few days ago. Hill has it, free throw line right, drives quickly, spins around and throws one up off the window. Misses left, rebound Cook, here goes Indiana State, and now Olothan travels with it after an extra step. 31-27 with 4:05 first half, and some chaotic basketball the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, that was a good job by Juancy Gorosito finding Olothan in transition. You know he's a shooter. He's made a couple already. Juancy was right there on the catch, forced the turnover.
Gorosito aggressively into the front court with a right-handed dribble, stops and receives a screen by Hill, then flicks it to Hill. The right wing, stutter left, go right, baseline drive. Hill's cut off by Olothan. Now Pearson hands it back off to Hill. Man-to-man defense for Indiana State. 10 seconds to shoot. Hill feeds Hendricks. Wagner pops it out. Olothan toward the basketball, but he falls out of bounds with it into the seats. That's the under 4 media timeout. 3:41 to play in the first half. Indiana State 31, Ball State 27 in the rivalry matchup between the Sycamores and the Cardinals, as both teams look to even their record at 2-2 this year. Hey Cardinals, time to level up your living. University Village has you covered with spacious 2-3 and 4-bedroom furnished or unfurnished floor plans available for fall 2025, just a mile from Ball State. If you're bringing your crew, that's great. If you're looking for a roommate, come tour UV and see why it's Muncie's top best value off-campus housing. Text CHIRP to 51378. That's 51378. Go Cards from UV. 4-point deficit for the Cards on the Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey, check out 4-Day Ray Brewing. It's now open in Yorktown, Indiana. Our family-friendly restaurant, sure to provide an exceptional experience for dine-in or carry-out. Check our menu at 4dayray.com. That's 4dayray.com. Ball State trails Indiana State 31-27, 3:41 first half. David Ehan McTidrow with you. Matt Tuttle producing. You noticed something from Ball State that last offensive possession.
Yeah, and it was something I saw in the second half of Dayton, and now you can tell it's a trend. And what Michael Lewis is doing is he takes the weakest defender on the opponent. So right now you look out there, it's the freshman Bruno Olothan. Whoever he's guarding, he knows Indiana State is switching. That player for Ball State goes and sets a ball screen for Hill, knowing they'll get the switch. Then you'll have Hill on the weakest defender where he goes one-on-one. They did it in the second half. Whoever Connor Jacob was guarding, that's who set the screen to get the mismatch.
Ball State inbounds, 5 seconds to shoot. Gorosito finds Sparks, baseline right drive, but there is a foul on the Sycamores. 11th team foul, and this one charged to Alderink. So Sparks to the free throw line right. And today, Ball State at the line is 8 of 11. Sparks is 0 for 1, has 6 points in 8 minutes today.
Yeah, you know, Peyton started out 1 of 5, but then made 13 of his last 16 before missing that early one.
And the first one falls home. So Ball State trails 31-28. Sparks has a team leading 7 points with 3:39 to play in the first half. Hey fans, check out A1 Graphics, a valued printing partner of Ball State Athletics. Visit a-1graphics.com. Out goes Hill, in comes Watts.
And out goes Harding, so no bigs. Peyton Sparks has a chance to go to work. My guess is they'll go back to the zone with Harding out. Let's see.
Missed second free throw. Here goes Cook for Indiana State, up by 3 points as we approach 3.5 to play in the first half. Alothin slips it for Daughtry, fakes right, goes left, travels with it. Sparks forced him to travel. Sparks clapping his hands, going back on offense. 31-28. Ball State down 3, but with the basketball, Coach Graves is talking to the officials.
Got to give Sparks a touch here. They went back man.
Yeah, and guarding him is Daughtry. Sparks has height on him. Sparks is calling for it on the baseline right, and there's another foul on Daughtry.
Yeah, he just can't handle that matchup. And how can you blame him? I mean, he's 6'7", 230 against 6'10", 265.
I mean, the answer is you can't,
yeah,
unless you're Harding, and Harding was still having trouble.
And that is great recognition by the Cardinals working to exploit the mismatch.
Harding, Teal, and Summers all have 2 personal fouls. And Sparks' first free throw swishes in. 2-point ball game, 31-29, Indiana State with 3:14 to go in the first half.
Tell you, Sparks, 8 points in 8 minutes.
Good sign for Ball State to get him going early. And Sparks' second free throw rattles down. Ball State 31-30 deficit with 3:14 to go here in the first.
Nick, how's that Sparks free throw stroke look?
It's looking real nice, if you ask me.
I agree, brother.
Indiana State with the basketball lead is sunk to 1. Daughtry free throw line inside it, left side, kick to Dowdy, left corner 3-pointer, swish. Indiana State is now 8 for 19 from 3, takes a 34-30 advantage. And they just have different guys all hitting threes. Watts gives Pearson left wing 3, tries to answer, and he does so. Mickey Pearson makes it a 1-point game again, 34-33, Indiana State with 2.5 to go first half.
Boy, did the Cards need that. Had made just 1 of 8 until Mickey drilled it.
Here's Dowdy, leaves it for Alothin to Daughtry. Yes, Daughtry, Dowdy, and then Ball State has a Dowdy as well. Daughtry, left free throw line, spins into Peyton Sparks, chucks the ball up and hopes that he can get a foul call, but there's nothing there, and it's out of bounds. Ball State possession. We always talk about Peyton's offense, but his defense right now is suffocating Daughtry.
Yeah, I mean, that time, Daughtry, he went in amongst the bigs, and Peyton Sparks didn't budge, and Daughtry just fell and got the turnover. Now 6.
34-33, Indiana State with 2:10 to go first half. Ball State possession.
Peyton
Watts
wants it.
Gives it to Gorosito. Peyton Sparks calling for it. Ball State instead goes to the perimeter with Watts. Hernandez straight up, has 7 early points for the Cards. Step back, fakes a 3. Wagner hits him, and it's down to Sparks with 7 to shoot. 1-on-1 with Daughtry. Sparks has it hit loose from him, grabs it with 3 seconds, pulls up, 10-foot jumper, pushes long, and a rebound for Dowdy of Indiana State. Sycamores right to left with a 1-point advantage, under 2 to go first half. Dowdy for Indiana State. Rolls toward the free throw line, kicks it to Daughtry, misses the left-handed hook, and Gorosito grabs the rebound for Ball State. Cardinals looking for a lead. Gorosito curls off screen, feeds Sparks, rumbles in toward the lane, puts it up and misses too strong. Down to the rebound for Indiana State. The Sycamores go right to left with Wagner. Alothin, 3-point ball, left wing, pops out. Watts grabs the rebound, and now Alothin crashes into him and commits the foul.
Great hustle play that time by Ethan Watts. That's a 50-50 ball. Ethan Britton Watts dove for it, and Alothin's going to pick up the foul. Cards get free throws out of it.
Alothin's like, hey, he commit the foul on me. He thought it was on Watts. He's throwing his hands out to the side.
For a freshman, that's the one thing I noticed against SIUE. Alothin was complaining to the officials almost after every single call.
Well, he hit the deck hard and didn't see the official call the foul on him, so he got up wondering, hey, what's going on? So Watts free throw line right, trying to give Ball State the lead back, trailing 34-33, 1:15 before halftime. And Watts' first free throws all twine. It's the first points for Britton Watts here tonight. He's played 11 minutes, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds.
Just a wild statistical game, Mick, right? We're knotted up at 34. Sycamores with 8 triples to the Cardinals 2. You had Ball State 11 made free throws to the Sycamores 2.
Yeah, Ball State's made 2 less field goals in this game total. And now they've tied this game and then taken the lead. Watts hits both free throws, 35-34. Cardinals lead it with 1:10 first half. Here's Cook. Throws it to Wagner. Wagner baseline left drive. Hook shot, rims out. Pearson grabs the board and then throws it to Gorosito. Ball State trying to expand on a 1-point lead. Gorosito spins right through a screen for Watts' right corner, and Alothin fouls Watts again. More free throws for the Cards. That is the 14th team foul on Indiana State here in the first half.
Yeah, and that's Alothin's third. And check this out. They've got 4 other players with 2.
Aaron Gray, graduate student transfer, unavailable today with injury. Derek Vorst, unavailable due to injury. You get Indiana State into trouble like they have already in this first half with fouls. Indiana State's bench is a little thin today.
No question. And look, Cardinals came into the game first in the MAC in free throws made per game at 20, and they're on pace to eclipse that big time. Now 14 of 18, Mick.
Watts' first free throw drops in. Ball State 34th in the country in free throws made per game, and 28th, or rather 35th in attempts. So you look at what this team does. They get to the free throw line often, but they also make them. And Watts does exactly that on both of his free throw attempts. 37-34. Ball State in front with 53 seconds to go in the first half. In comes Mason Jones. Out goes Sparks for Ball State. It's Pearson, Hendricks, Gorosito, Jones, and Watts, the 5 on the floor for the Cards. Here's Cook. Cook crosses the timeline, works against Watts, who stares him down. Watts claps the hands, one-on-one defense. Cook feeds Daughtry top of the key. Daughtry looking for an open man, but instead drives it baseline left, and there's a whistle on Hendricks. They got Hendricks, and that's the 5th team foul, 2nd personal on Ben.
Look, not the end of the world. Just the 5th team foul, as you said, rather than give up a layup and out of bounds. Still got one more to give here.
Only concern was it's Ben's 2nd foul, but a lot of ball game. Inbounds to Daughtry. 14 seconds separate shot and game clock. 32 seconds until halftime. Cook goes up and under, puts it in, and draws a foul. The Indiana State sophomore guard transfer from VMI shows the athleticism and has a chance to tie it up with a made free throw. Jones out, Hernandez comes in. 37-36, Ball State with 30.8 seconds in the first half.
And Fat Hill enters the game for offensive reasons with 30 on the game clock, so you got to be careful here, Fat. You've got 2 fouls. Don't pick up a 3rd one on a charge.
Hill with only 14 minutes played today, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. And checking back in is Aldering, the freshman from Zeeland, Michigan. First ever player from Zeeland West High School to earn a D1 scholarship, and he steps into the backcourt for Indiana State. He lost Mr. Basketball to a teammate.
It's been a good team.
Yeah. Here's Cook, the lefty. Free throw, Karam's out. Sparks rips down the one-handed rebound. Walker pops the ball free, but Hernandez lands the ball near midcourt for Ball State. Cardinals up 1. Shot and game clock mirror each other at 21 seconds here in the first half. Gorosito steps back to midcourt. Coach Lewis saying 1 shot. It's ours. Gorosito dribbles out of trouble. Off to Hill. Gorosito corrals it. Spin pass to Watts on the right wing. Watts receives a screen from Sparks. 5 to shoot. Corner right. Hernandez fakes a 3, then takes it. Wagner fouls him. Wagner got him with 1.9 seconds, and Jeremiah Hernandez going to the line for 3. Heads up play from Jerry.
Man, did Wagner bail Hernandez out there. That was a contested shot, but he fouled him. And Wagner didn't complain, so he must have really got him on the arm there. It was hard to see, but Hernandez 4 or 5 from the line. Pretty fortuitous opportunity right there.
And Hernandez first free throw rolls around and finds a home. 38-36, Ball State's in front with 1.9 seconds to go in the first half. Ball State today 15 of 19 from the free throw line, 79%, and Hernandez converts to the second try. He has 9 points. And for Hernandez, this is best game in a Ball State uniform so far. E3, 1 for 1 from the field, 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were anticipating, right? His ability to get to the charity stripe coming through right now.
This is the third rebound. Alderink, 3/4 court heave, and this one sprays off right. Ball State takes a 3-point lead to halftime, 39-36. Here from Worthen Arena against in-state rival Indiana State. Ball State had a 7-0 lead to begin the game. Indiana State led by 8 midway through the first half. Ball State retook the lead and is holding a 3-point margin. 39-36 from Muncie, Indiana. We'll have the revitalized Med Spa halftime show coming up next on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Ball State 39, Indiana State 36 here on the revitalized Med Spa halftime show. If you're tired of your friends looking so good without a filter and you're tired of using one, achieve your best self with subtle yet significant enhancements at Muncie's premier destination for skin rejuvenation. Schedule your free consultation with highly trained professionals and claim your $25 discount. Just ask for that Ball State discount. Learn more online at revitalize-med-spa.com. That's revitalize-med-spa.com. First half sees the Cardinals ahead by 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at those halftime stats as Ball State leads at 39-36, presented by Mitts.
All right, Mick, for the Cardinals, 10 of 25 from the field, 40%, just 2 of 9 from deep, 22%. Got it done at the foul line, however, 17 of 22, 77%. The Sycamores, 13 of 29, 44%. Came in averaging 11 made threes a game. They had 8 out of 20 in the first half. That's 40%. Only got to the charity stripe 3 times, made 2. Rebounding, Indiana State with a 20-16 edge. Very few offensive rebounds both ways. Sycamores with 2, Cardinals with just 1. Who can pick that up in the second half? Indiana State 11 assists, 7 turnovers. Cards 5 assists, just 3 turnovers. Good sign for Ball State taking care of the basketball. Each team with 1 steal. Individually for the Cardinals, Peyton Sparks with 9, Jeremiah Hernandez with 9. Peyton Sparks did it in 11 minutes, Hernandez in 13. Mickey Pearson, 7 points. After that, it was Jamari Hill, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Ethan Britton Watt, 4. Juancy Garcia with 3. Ben Hendricks, 2. TJ Birch, 1. Hart and Mason Jones played but did not score. For Indiana State, they had 3 players with 6 each. Camp Wagner, Kamani Dowdy, Bruno Alathan. After that, 4 apiece for Harding, Daughtry, Cook, and 3 each for Teal and Janai Summers. Cardinals lead 39-36 at the half.
That's our check of stats presented by MITS, Muncie Indiana Transit System. No car, no problem. MITS is reliable, safe, and free for students and veterans. Download the MITS Bus app and ride with MITS today. We'll continue the revitalized Med Spa halftime show. Cards Up 3 on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. (39-36). Ball State's in front here on the revitalized Med Spa halftime show. David Mick Chidra with you. Let's send it back to Matt Tuttle for station ID on the Cards Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Ball State with a 3-point lead. Let's go ahead and take a look at some out-of-town scores, what's happening for teams inside the Mid-American Conference. We talked about it on the pregame show, but what a thriller for Central Michigan to take down George Mason a couple of days ago. No games in action outside of Muncie yet, but Eastern Michigan and Cleveland State about to tip it off here in a few moments. Toledo at Detroit Mercy's a 4 o'clock tip. Michigan State hosts Bowling Green at 6 o'clock. And Northern Illinois is at Bradley to wrap up Mid-American Conference teams in action so far here today. Mid-American Conference teams are kind of all over the board in terms of who they've played, where they've traveled. Every team has a win so far this year. Eastern Michigan, Kent State, Miami, NIU, Toledo are all 2-1. Buffalo and Central Michigan 2-2. And then Akron and Ball State, along with Bowling Green, are 1-2. And Ohio and Western Michigan are 1-3. So teams obviously are still trying to find their footing. What goes on is still to be determined. We'll continue the Revitalized Med Spa halftime show. Look at previewing the second half when we return on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Welcome back in the Revitalized Med Spa halftime show. 39-36, Ball State leads it. McDonald's of Greater Indiana is proud to partner with Ball State Athletics and is today's game day sponsor. McDonald's is introducing Krispy Kreme donuts to its core menu, delivered fresh every day to participating McDonald's restaurants. Satisfy your sweet tooth, I have one, and pair it with your premium roast McCafe coffee to start your day. Go Cardinals from McDonald's of Greater Indiana. 3-point Ball State lead. David Eha, Mick Tidrow with you. Matt Tittle's producing. E, what are you looking for in the second half?
Well, a couple things, Mick. First of all, continue to find the shooters in transition. No early threes. Make the shooters drivers. Offensively, be aggressive. You've got the size advantage. You're going to get opportunities to get to the foul line. And last but not least, I'd like to see the Cards try to get out in transition a little bit. When I look back at Indiana State's game against SIUE, SIUE had 16 fast break points. In the second half especially, they were able to get stops and get out and beat the Sycamores in transition. Again, it all starts with stops. Get it out and run a little bit. See if you can't get some early offense.
That's our second half preview here on the Revitalized Med Spa halftime show. 39-36, Ball State's in front. And just a reminder, if the Cards win, you win. 50% off regular price, any size pizza, any toppings at Papa John's. Offer valid until end of business on the day of a win by phone or in person only at Marion, Muncie, and Anderson locations. This has been the Revitalized Med Spa halftime show. Second half coming your way next. Cards up 3 on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Start of the second half brought to you in part by Gamebridge. Visit Gamebridge.io to find a better way to grow your money at Gamebridge. Gamebridge.io. That's Gamebridge.io. Start of the second half, Ball State 39, Indiana State 36 with the former Ball State point guard David Eha. Mick Tudor with you. That's Settle Producing here this afternoon on a Saturday. That's a perfect day for rivalry basketball. That's what we're getting with Indiana State and Ball State so far.
Yeah, it really is. Fun game to watch. Something to keep in mind. 15 first half fouls for Indiana State. They've got 5 players with 2. Alathan has 3. Definitely keep an eye on the foul situation.
Indiana State basketball to start off the second half. Ball State 39, Indiana State 36. The Sycamores roll left to right in the blue uniforms. Ball State's wearing the all grays today. Here goes Teal, who didn't play a lot at the end of that first half. Give off to Dowdy, baseline right drive. Jones all over him. Dowdy goes through him and puts him off the glass and in. 1 point ball game again as Dowdy has 8 points to lead Indiana State's offense. Watts feeds it for Pearson. Pearson works against Dowdy, then slips it for Sparks. Sparks had 9 first half points for Ball State. Bounce pass, baseline left for Jones, who puts it up, misses but draws a foul.
And that's on Wagner. Now they've got 6 players with 2. And how about that, Mick? That was a play drawn up specifically for Mason Jones. A little cross screen, had him posting up. Nice entry that time by Peyton Sparks.
It's when you're feeling really confident about your offense, you can drop a play for anybody who's on the floor. And here's Jones' first free throw, splashes home. Ball State's 18 of 23 from the free throw line. That's 78%. Broke a program record last year with just under 77% from the stripe. This year at 70% as a team, but the last 2+ games have been a completely different story. Jones nails both. It's 41-38. Cardinals in front, 30 seconds in, second half. Here's Teal, who crosses the timeline with an aggressive left-handed dribble, runs baseline right side, skips, and then Fad Hill checks in with a foul. Hill has 3 personal for Ball State. It's decision time for Coach Lewis.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Is he going to take him out? Looks like he's bringing Ben Hendricks in along with Jeremiah Hernandez. Does Hill come out? He sure does.
Just underway here in the second half. Seems like a good move to get Hill at least a couple of minutes here.
Tell you that up till now they've done a really good job on Teal. Only 3 points. Here's a guy that's had 20 and 21 in his last 2.
Yeah, team leader with 16.5 points per game. Teal has it from the left wing. Jones is all over him though. Jones usually tasked with guarding the team's best offensive player, but Camp Wagner grabs it from Teal, hop steps baseline right and lays it up and in. Wagner has 8 points, 41-40. Ball State leads Indiana State. A minute gone by here in the second half. Here's Pearson straight away for Hendricks. Hendricks looks around, surveys, drops in the lap of Watts. Kick out, Pearson, left wing 3-point ball, swish home. Mickey Pearson hits his second 3, and Ball State's in front by 4. 44-40, 18:40 to go, second half. Here's Marcus Harding. Ben Hendricks slaps the ball away. Hendricks takes it near midcourt, then slows it down and gives it to Watts. Watts looks around, finds Hernandez, gives Pearson right corner, fakes a 3, and then back to Watts. Watts steps into one, but fakes a 3, and then to Pearson. Ball State moving the ball. Pearson again, right wing 3. This one rolls around and out. Summers the defensive board. Here go the Sycamores, down 4, almost 2 minutes past here in the second half. Dowdy feeds it to Wagner. Wagner back to Dowdy on the give and go. Before the shot, Jones wraps around and fouls Dowdy. Dowdy would have easily put one in.
Well, Mick, we're finally starting to see the offense that coach has been looking for. That last one didn't go, but you used the term, look at that ball move. That's what you're seeing today. Good job of executing the offense.
Teal high arcing pass to Harding. Left wing back to Teal, drives baseline right. What a pass to Wagner. Leaves it short, but Hendricks fouls him. So Ball State's already been charged with 3 fouls in the first 2 minutes of the second half. They lead it by 4, and Wagner shoots 2 from the free throw line right. Hey, McDonald's is our game day sponsor, and in the greater Indiana area, proud to support Ball State Athletics, introducing Krispy Kreme donuts to its core menu, delivered fresh every day. To participate in McDonald's restaurants, satisfy your sweet tooth and pair it with our premium roast to McCafe coffee to start your day. Go Cars for McDonald's as Wagner's first free throw falls in.
Well, this shows you how much time Wagner spends outside the arc. This is his 21st career game. These are his first 2 free throw attempts.
Has he taken a 2-pointer?
He has.
Wagner's free throw goes in.
Not many.
2-point ball game, 44-42, Cardinals lead. 2 minutes shaved off the second half. Yeah, Indiana State doesn't take a whole lot of twos. They've attempted 23s today and 29 shots overall. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, right?
How fun would that be to play in that offense?
Would you like it?
Oh, my God. Who wouldn't?
Sorry, Rick Pajeris.
Who wouldn't?
Hand off to Watts. Straight away for Ball State. 2-point Cardinals lead. Feed down to Sparks, who works against Harding. Muscles through. Right-hand shot goes left, but he draws another foul. Peyton Sparks drew 3 fouls in the first half. That's his first drawn here in the second. And more importantly, Harding has his 3rd foul, and he's the only one that's really been able to contain Sparks today.
Yeah, and look, I'm really shocked there. Matthew Graves and Indiana State, they didn't come with any double team. If you're going to try to guard Peyton Sparks one-on-one, when he catches it with 1 foot in the paint, you might as well forget about it. He's either getting at the rim or he's going to go to the charity stripe.
Sparks to the free throw line left, trying to build on this 2-point Ball State lead, and his first free throw finds home. He's 4 for 6 from the free throw line, a game best now, 10 points in 11 minutes to give Ball State a 45-42 advantage, 17:38 to go in the game.
And 6'10" goes out. Now their tallest player is Daughtry at 6'7".
Free throw for Sparks, leaves it short. Rebound for Indiana State's Dowdy. 45-42, Ball State's in front, 2.5 gone second half. Here's Teal, been shut down with only 3 points today. Wagner straightaway 3, buries it. Indiana State ties it up at 45 as Wagner claps, rolling back on defense. The sophomore from Dallas, Texas is the best 3-point shooter on the team. Sparks works against Daughtry, lefty hooks, silky smooth, and Peyton Sparks flexes his muscle with the right arm.
Again, no double team, great patience, all the way to the rim.
47-45, Ball State with the lead, 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Daughtry. Daughtry bounces it high with his left hand to Teal, left wing 3. He wants it, misses badly short. Sparks the offensive board, rolling off the baseline, throws it behind his back to save it as the crowd oohs and ahs. Hernandez, right wing, fakes a jab step, now drives and then kicks to Gorosito, but throws it into Ball State's bench. And Coach Lewis not happy with Gorosito.
Yeah, just the 4th turnover for the Cardinals. I'll tell you how funny Michael Lewis is. You go to practice one time, and of course, Wansi is from Argentina, and he turned it over in practice, and he said, Wansi, that's why Argentina's never won a gold medal.
United States won it again, right? In this past Olympics, as Teal drives to the baseline, finger roll, rolls home, 47-all with 16:25 second half. Gorosito, baseline left, stutter stops, and then picks up that pivot foot, and out comes Gorosito immediately. TJ Birch checking in. One thing that Coach Lewis does is he holds his players accountable. He's now talking with Wansi right there at midcourt.
Yeah, and that's what I love, too. He's taking him out. He's holding him accountable, but he's also pulled him aside saying, hey, look, need you to run the offense out here. Singles, we don't need home runs. Gave him a little pat on the butt.
Teal, pitch pass to Wagner. Wagner today with 13 points, a team best, and now Peyton Sparks sends that to the floor with a rejection and waggles the fingers. Ball State has it in transition. Pearson left wing. Sparks is calling for it. Pearson instead launches a left wing 3. Pushes long and a rebound from Summers for Indiana State. Sycamore is trying to take a lead, and now TJ Birch fouls Summers before the drive on the base on the wing left. That's the under 16 media timeout. TJ Birch with his first foul. It's 47-47, 15:51 to play in the second half. Pride Mark Student Athlete of the Week is Justin Bowick. Pride Mark holds the highest standards and quality are the main focus of Pride Mark. Bowick, 171 receiving yards against Miami, which was a career best, and a touchdown reception. Had over 100 yards last game against Buffalo as well. So the last 2 games for Justin Bowick, almost 300 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in those 2 games. Ball State and Indiana State tied at 47. 15:51 to play in the game on the Cards Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. The game takes you on the road. We're there. Check into the Courtyard Muncie at Horizon Convention Center. You'll find everything you need to transform your visit into a relaxing getaway. Book online today at Marriott.com. Really cool to see Ball State men's golf honored today, just now, here at the Ball State men's basketball game for winning the 2024 MAC championship on the men's golf side. Coach Fleck and that crew were just absolutely fantastic all year, and glad to see them rewarded with some recognition. Just got their rings as well. Those things look nice.
Oh, so awesome. I mean, gotta love Coach Fleck, a legend here. And, you know, Earl Yestermeyer smiling down from heaven, seeing that team win the MAC title, go to the NCAA. You'll love it.
Second half, 15:48 to play, 47 all here in the second half. Inbounds pass, and Indiana State draws a foul.
Well, that's good execution there by Indiana State. Set play out of the timeout, little back screen. Dowdy's been pretty productive today. 2 of 2 from deep, 4 rebounds.
Dowdy, free throw line right. Cashes in on the first free throw.
Gonna bring Fat Hill back in now with those 3 fouls. Been relatively quiet, 4 points today in 15 minutes. I know it's early, Mick, but Fat Hill leads the Mid-American Conference in scoring at 19.7 a game.
He checks back in. Indiana State doesn't have any rebounders up there, and Dowdy doesn't leave any doubt, makes it anyway. 15:45 in a rolling second half clock. Indiana State 49, Ball State 47. It's Ball State basketball rolling right to left with Fat Hill dumping down to Sparks, who rolls past Daughtry, leaves it short but draws a foul again. Sparks has drawn 5 fouls tonight, and that is already the 4th team foul here in the second half on Indiana State after 15 in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Graves is in a dilemma. He doesn't want to bring Harding back with those 3 fouls, and he knows the Cardinals are just going to continue to go to the well. Now, one thing this does is it gives Peyton Sparks an opportunity to catch his breath a little bit at the foul line so he can play extended minutes. He's got a distinct advantage in there. Now make the free throws. He misses the first.
Sparks the line today, 4 for 8, has a team best, 12 points, 4 rebounds in 14 minutes.
Yeah, that's the key, right? 12 points in 14 minutes. The more he gets back into the groove, the more minutes he can play.
Second free throw, rounded out. Rebound Indiana State, 2-point lead for the Sycamores. Left corner 3, wide open is Dowdy, and he sinks it in front of his own bench and celebrates with him.
Michael Lewis going to lose his mind off of a missed free throw, a wide open corner 3.
Cards down 5 with 15:20 to go in the game. Birch from the right wing, right in front of Coach Lewis, who sticks out his index finger. It's Hill, free throw line left. He's doubled up every time he touches the ball now. Pearson flips it to Hill, step into a straightaway triple, rattles it down. Fat Hill with his first 3 in a Cardinal uniform was 0 for 6 before that. It's a 2-point ball game.
Look, I looked it up at junior college last year. He made 28 on the season, not an incredibly high percentage, but certainly capable.
52-50, Indiana State leads just under 15 to go in the game. Summers has it, gives off to Teal straight away, glides between 3 defenders, left-handed layup, and Sparks sends it out. It's Fat Hill, here he goes, and lays one up, but fouled by Summers. Hill to the free throw line left to try and tie it, but what an opportunity that was. Sparks the swat, and then Hill could have flushed it, but Summers fouls it.
Well, what did we talk about earlier, Mick? Rim protection. Peyton Sparks today, a couple of fantastic blocks, and that one led to a run-out opportunity. So Sparks getting it done at both ends.
That's when you know he's starting to feel like he's getting back into the rhythm with Peyton Sparks.
Exactly.
Is when that defense is playing like that.
Yeah, and look at the emotion he's showing, right? I mean, this is the Peyton Sparks. This is the guy that's the engine, the catalyst, playing with that energy and spirit. And you're starting to see that a little bit today.
Hill's first free throw rolls in. 52-51. Ball State trails Indiana State with 14:38 to go in the game. They choose IU Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine in Muncie for expert care that keeps you moving. Learn more at iuhealth.org/move. Hill takes a long stare to rim. Deep breath, bounces the ball twice, bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and swish. Hill has the last 5 Ball State points, and we're tied at 52. Indiana State basketball. Here goes Teal from left to right. Teal points with his left index finger. Daughtry goes to set a screen for Dowdy, who curls off that screen. Dowdy has 13 points today. Drives baseline right. Pearson finds him up and under. Miss. Sparks the defensive board. Here goes Ball State with Birch. Give to Pearson to try and take the lead. The floater's blocked. Here goes Teal. Indiana State has 1-on-3. Teal thinks better of it and resets with Wagner. Corner right. It's a three-point ball for Alothin, and he missed it long. Rebound Dowdy, and flicks it out to Teal, who looks to Coach Graves, and he says slow it down. 52 all, 14 to play. Indiana State basketball. Daughtry drives on Sparks. Little toss up to the rim, misses it. Sparks it on the board to TJ Birch. Handoff Hill. Cardinals looking for the lead. Fat Hill with athleticism. Sidestep behind the back, misses the free throw line shot. And rebound for Teal. Up to Alothin, and he's fouled. Baseline right. Indiana State going to the free throw line for shots. This one's on TJ Birch. Got him on the arm.
Well, that's the matchup Hill wanted. He was going against the freshman Alothin. Put him on skates. A little step back, just didn't make the shot. Ben Hendricks going to come in for Peyton Sparks. I tell you, that was probably the best 5-minute stretch we've seen from Peyton Sparks. You can just tell, Mick, it's coming when he gets fully back in shape, but you're starting to see the energy the big fella plays with right now.
And the rest of the non-conference schedule in the MAC, be weary. First free throws up and in for Alothin. Hey, thank you, Spencer DeVoe at DeVoe Chevrolet in Alexandria for his support of Ball State Athletics. Visit DeVoeChevy.com. That is DeVoeChevy.com. Alothin, free throw line right. The freshman from Spain has 7 points, make it 8 as he hits both free throws. 54-52. Indiana State's in front with 13:33 second half. Birch hands off for Watts. This rivalry matchup is turned up a little bit here today from Worthen. Fat Hill has 5 points all in a row here for Ball State. Here's Birch, drive to the rim, finger roll scoop, pops around and out. Daughtry the defensive rebound for Indiana State. Sycamore is trying to make this a 2-possession game as Teal receives a screen, gives off to Daughtry, who lays it up through Hendricks and in.
Well, that was on TJ Birch. Let the drive. Hendricks had to help. His man gets the bust. Gorcito immediately up off the bench.
56-52, Indiana State. 13 to go in the game. Birch drives, baseline left, hop step into the lane, finger roll, drops in, and he draws a foul too. Birch with an and one chance. He has 3 points here.
Well, that's one way to make up for it right there. Nice little up and under move. Little finger roll, get to the charity stripe.
Well, now Gorcito checks in for Watts. So was it in for Birch for a minute, and then Coach Lewis said, hey, we're changing that?
As soon as TJ made that basket, Coach Lewis went over to Gorcito and called him and said, okay,
you're in.
Don't break the freshman's confidence now. You get Ethan Britton Watts.
Birch converts to the and one. It's a 1-point game, 56-55. Ball State down by 1 with 12:45 in the game. Here's Teal, limited to just 5 points, averages almost 17 a night. Bounce pass to Daughtry. Hendricks deflects it just enough. It's Ball State trying to take a lead. Birch finds Gorcito. Back to Hill, left wing to the corner. Pearson, 3-point ball for the lead. Splashes out, rebound. Goes to Walker for Indiana State. Great look for Ball State, just couldn't get it to drop as Wagner takes a right wing 3 and hits. It's a 6-point swing. Indiana State 59, Ball State 55 with 12-12 and ticking second half. Gorcito has it, gives it to Birch. Coach Lewis wants the freshman in control. Birch receives a screen, goes off left, gives to Pearson. Pearson heaves it for Hendricks to the corner left. Birch from distance, and Birch nails it. The freshman kisses to the crowd. It's a 1-point game, 59-58 with 11:50 to go. Birch has the last 6 for Ball State. Teal, slide pass, Daughtry. Back to Walker, straight away for the freshman. The freshman drives baseline right into a double team. Give Daughtry. Daughtry drives against Hendricks, and it's a travel. Daughtry travels, and it is the 9th turnover on Indiana State. Sycamores 59, Cardinals 58 with 11:36 to play. Hey, check out Indiana Vein Institute and visit revitalize-med-spa.com. Revitalize-med-spa.com, and ask for the Ball State discount. You get $25 off. That is subtle yet significant enhancements at Muncie's premier destination for skin rejuvenation. Sycamores lead by a point, 11:36 to go on the Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey, thank you, Terry Schweer at Sam Pierce Chevrolet in Danville for your support of Ball State Athletics. Visit sampiercechevy.com. That's sampiercechevy.com. Indiana State 59, Ball State 58. 11 minutes, 36 seconds remain here for Worthen Arena in a rivalry matchup between the Sycamores and Cardinals. He's the former Ball State point guard, David Ehop. Mick Tidrow with you, and Matt Tuttle here producing. This is a critical 4-minute stretch for Ball State. How do you see them taking the lead here?
Yeah, well, I think they're going to continue to pound the ball inside, particularly with Peyton Sparks back in the lineup. But isn't it interesting? Remember, TJ Birch got burnt defensively. Immediately, Gorosito goes to the box. Michael Lewis elected to keep Birch in the game. He's been rewarded with 6 strong points after that defensive lapse. So great non-decision by Coach Lewis to take Birch out of there. Harding back in for Indiana State. He's had quite a blow.
And Birch has the last 6 points for Ball State. Cardinals have possession, down by 1. 11.5 to go in the game here from Muncie. Pearson from the corner left. Feeds it to Sparks, who backs down Harding. Flip back to Pearson left wing. Hits Fat Hill. Dances around outside the perimeter. Slide pass to Sparks, who goes to work on Harding. Up, under, right-hand scoop, misses. Sparks on board, put back. Rolls around and out, but draws another foul. That is the 6th team foul on Indiana State. And another one on Marcus Harding. That is the big fella's 4th personal foul.
Look, you, me, everybody in the building knew it was coming after that timeout, and they still couldn't stop it. Good job by the Cardinals being patient enough to get it in there. Now you got to make the free throws. Peyton started off hot, now 4 of 9 from the line.
It has to make Coach Lewis happy to see this type of ball movement that he was so looking for this season.
Yeah, I mean, we have talked about it tonight. There is flow offensively for the Cardinals, right? It's just kind of been a little helter-skelter. You've seen stretches of it, but you're starting to see the Cards play unselfish. And look, 5 turnovers, Mick. That's what you want.
Sparks free throw, eyes and flies and drains it. He hits both, and Ball State reclaims the lead, 60-59 with 11:10 to go in the second half. Ball State's bench to our left stands to its feet and claps. TJ Birch guards Teal, pokes the ball out of bounds at midcourt. Birch almost had the takeaway.
Well, it's a little thing, but TJ Birch extending pressure. It took 8 seconds, 9 seconds for Indiana State to even begin to initiate the offense, all because of Birch's ball pressure.
And that's huge because Indiana State loves taking shots 6 seconds into the clock as Teal throws it for Wagner. He curls off a screen, a fadeaway 3, buries it home. Wagner has a game best 19 points, and that's a new career best for Camp Wagner. 62-60, Indiana State leads with 10:45 to go. TJ Birch drives baseline left, muscles it up and through. The freshman with athleticism to tie it at 62.
That went from a turnover to a bucket.
Went from oh no to oh yeah, real fast. Teal in the corner right side. Birch guards him. Teal curls off the screen. Teal left-handed scoop shot. Sparks rejects it. His third block of the night, and then Pearson grabs the rebound and hits the deck. And now the officials come in and say it's a goaltend on Sparks. It was a late call. They didn't blow the whistle until Pearson had the rebound, but it's already on his back, and the crowd's letting the official group have it. They're saying 2 points Indiana State to take a 64-62 lead, 10:20 in the game. Todd Von Sossen's talking with Indiana State head coach Matthew Graves. Graves gets the explanation, throws up a thumbs up. And now Ball State down by 2 with TJ Birch, a left-handed casual dribbler to the front court. Stands at the midcourt logo, then whips it to Gorosito. Pass to Fat Hill, coming off a career best 25 points. Shimmy shake, spin move, loses control. Sparks grabs it, finds Pearson, up and under, we're tied. 64 all with a Pearson 2 with 10 to play.
Wow, Sparks with the assist to go with 2 blocks, 6 boards, and 14 points.
Teal grabs into the screen, drives baseline right. 2 defenders on him with Birch and Sparks. Give to Wagner, fading away, left wing 3, airballs it short, and Ball State possession tied at 64 with 9:45 to go.
I tell you, that's the one thing about Wagner. Make it, miss it, doesn't matter. He has no conscience. He will keep shooting. That time the Cards did a good job getting a hand in his face.
Coach Graves pulled him aside and said, hey, you're fading away to our bench. Think about it, 64-64, 9:40 second half, Ball State possession. Here's Hill, step out right wing, slips on the ground, recontrols, dribbles with the left hand, feeds it towards Sparks, taken away by Wagner. Here goes the Indiana State sophomore, no look pass up to Daughtry, who softly puts one up with the left hand and drops it in. 66-64, Indiana State leads with 9:17 here to go in the second half. Coach Lewis throws up 5 fingers on his right hand. TJ Birch looks to Coach Lewis, calls out the offense. Sparks sets the screen. Pearson right side. Onto the wing, man-to-man defense for Indiana State, and now Doughty kicks the ball as Sparks was looking for it. Ball State possession, baseline left, trailing by 2 with 9 to go. These two teams have now played 140 times, dating back to 1919. Indiana State leads 76-63 all time. Seems like every matchup's a good one. Birch with the inbounds pass. Pearson drives baseline left. High arcing pass back out to Gorosito near midcourt. Pearson, left corner, feeds Sparks. Works against Daughtry. Back out to Pearson left wing. Drives, chucks one up, misses short, rebound. Goes to the freshman Alothin from Spain. Teal whips a pass. Daughtry catches at the chest and lays it in. 68-64, 8:30 to play. Ball State trails Indiana State. Hernandez and Watts about to check in for Ball State. Here goes Birch, left baseline drive, misses short but draws a foul. 7th team foul on Indiana State, and TJ Birch, who already has 9 points here tonight, going back to the free throw line. Cards down 4.
Well, what do we talk about at the outset, Mick? It's going to be the defense in the first 10 seconds of a possession. That last 2 buckets by Indiana State happened within 7 seconds. They immediately get out in transition. Cards got to stop the basketball.
Birch hits the first free throw, 68-65. Ball State trails with 8.5 minutes to play. Thank you to Jason Shively at Victory Honda of Muncie for his support of Ball State athletics. Visit victorymuncie.com. That's victorymuncie.com.
Cards will be in the bonus from here on out.
Birch cashes in on the second free throw. He has 11 points, and it's a 2-point game. Mason Jones checks in. Out goes Fat Hill.
You got the 8-minute media timeout coming up in 20 seconds, so you buy Peyton Sparks some rest. Got Hendricks in there now.
2-point Sycamores lead. Indiana State with the basketball left to right. Walker hands it off to Alothin. Back to Teal, curls toward the rim, baseline right, muscles right through Hendricks and lays it in for 7 points on his night. Back to a 4-point lead for the Sycamores. Here's Birch, receives a screen, curls off it, and to Hernandez. From the right wing, Hernandez gives back to Birch. It's freshman against freshman. Birch works against Walker, throws it for Watts. Left wing, open triple. Karams off short, and a rebound for Walker of Indiana State. 8 to play, Cards down 4. Teal receives a screen. Baseline right, drive kick to Doughty. Slips right through Jones. Left-handed scoop home.
Critical possession here, leads Balloon to 6.
Indiana State up 6 with 7.5 to go. Watts misses the jump shot. Now Hendricks grabs the offensive rebound, and there's a whistle.
Yeah, the hook and hold foul on Janai Summers. He had wrapped his left, Todd Von Sossen's making the move, had his left arm wrapped around the waist of Ben Hendricks.
So Hendricks will shoot free throws when we come back. 7:33 remains of the game. Sycamore 72, Cardinals 66. Hey fans, be sure to check out West Fork Whiskey, newly partnered with Ball State Athletics. Visit them in person or in Westfield, Indiana, or online at westforkwhiskey.com. Cardinals shooting free throws when we return on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. Hey, thank you, Jeff Jackson at Awards Plus in downtown Muncie, who makes the plaques for the Pride Month Student Athlete of the Week Awards and our Chirpy Student Athlete Awards. See Jeff for all of your award needs. Visit theawardsplus.com. That's Jeff Jackson. Thank you so much at Awards Plus for all you do for our Ball State student athletes. Indiana State 72, Ball State 66. 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go here from Worthen Arena. He's the former point guard David Eha. Mick Titra with you, and Matt Tuttle is our network producer here this afternoon. Indiana State had fouled Ball State right before the timeout. Ben Hendricks going to the free throw line for shots. Indiana State, he has committed 8 team fouls, and we still have 7.5 to go.
Yeah, Mick, and I couldn't tell if they called an official hook and hold, which would be a flagrant one, which means 2 shots in the basketball back, or a common foul, just a hold where it's 1-1. It looks like Todd Von Sossen's holding up 1-1.
So Hendricks shoots the 1-1 to the free throw line to our left. Hendricks today has played significant minutes. 13, has only scored twice, but has played excellent defense. So the 1-1 has Hendricks, Hernandez, Birch, Watts, and Jones on the floor for Ball State. High arcing free throw from Hendricks, rolls out. Rebound to Wagner for Indiana State. Sycamores has a 70-66 lead, 7:25 to go in the game. Coach Lewis about to send Hill and Pearson back in for Ball State. Alothin throws it, it's Daughtry over Hendricks for 2 more. 6-point Sycamores advantage. TJ Birch dribbles into the front court for Ball State. 2 teams trying to find their way early in the season have gone toe-to-toe today, and now Birch throws one up 5 feet out, airballs it, but Alothin cannot grab the board. It's Ball State possession, the baseline left. So here comes Pearson, Hill, and Sparks for Ball State. Do you think these 3 play the rest of the game with 7:02 to go?
Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, if you can buy Peyton Sparks some rest, maybe, but I guarantee you Hill and Pearson will be out there.
Hill receives the inbounds pass to Pearson, goes back to Hill from the right wing. Cards down 6, 7 to go, and now it's another kick from Alothin.
Matthew Graves continues to mix up his defense. Went zone. Now he switches it up. Side out of bounds, goes back to man. Now you got to give Sparks a touch.
Hill set to throw it in, looking, surveying. Hits Pearson at the top of the key, finds Birch. Birch back to Pearson, left wing, looking for Sparks, but it's a cross-court pass to Watts instead. Watts falls down to the ground, and Indiana State jumps on it to force a jump ball. It is Cardinals' possession, but slippery floor there right in front of Ball State's bench. 72-66, Indiana State with 6:47 to play.
Well, you got 11 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to execute an end out of bounds play. Let's see what the Cardinals draw up. Ethan Britton Watts, the trigger. Fat Hill, maybe?
You tell me.
I like that as an option.
I do
Make
too.
no mistake about it. Let's see.
9 points for Hill today. He receives the inbounds pass. Wide open right wing three. Bounces out. Wagner the defensive rebound. That was as open of a look as you can get.
Man.
6 point Sycamores lead. They have the basketball with Teal. Straight away, Watts guards him. Teal back to Daughtry. Fakes a three. Drives instead. Hop step. Misses left. Rebound Pearson. Ball State has 5 on 4 if they want it. Now Daughtry races back on defense. 6 point Cardinals deficit. A pass down to Sparks. Backs down Daughtry. 1-on-1 for the big fellas. Sparks turns into Daughtry. Leaves it short. Rebound Daughtry. Indiana State ball. 72-66 lead for Sycamores with 6 to play. Alothin feeds it. Daughtry scoots toward the lane and puts it up and in. 8 point Sycamores lead, tie their largest. Back 23-15 is when they had an 8 point lead. 16 points today for Daughtry. Without Vorst or Gray, Daughtry has stepped up for the Sycamores. Ball State 8 points down. Pass to Sparks, backing down. 2 defenders on him, turns into one, misses left, but draws a foul. So Daughtry just picked up his 5th personal foul. He's out of the game, which is huge because Daughtry has been fantastic in the second half, both offensively and defensively. 5.5 minutes to play. Maybe this is where Ball State can exploit now.
Yeah, they're going to bring Marcus Harding back in with 4 fouls. If you can get Harding out of there, then, I mean, there are no bigs in the lineup for Indiana State.
And now Indiana State's calling their team back to the bench because with that 5th foul, works as a mini timeout. 74-66, Sycamores in front with 5:35 to play.
Tell you, one of the things that's plagued the Cardinals defensively, Mick, and we talked about it at Dayton the other night, and part of it at Dayton was Zed Key is a heck of a player.
Yeah.
But you're seeing the pick and roll coverage where the drop after the guard comes off the screen, they're not contesting enough. The roller, in this case it's been Daughtry a lot tonight, is scoring at will. That's definitely something the Cards are going to have to adjust to.
8 point Ball State deficit. Peyton Sparks free throw line left. First free throw's well short off the front of the rim. Today Sparks 6 of 12 from the free throw line. And as a team, Ball State 27 of 38. 73%. Sparks with the second shot. Rattles off right. Hill the offensive rebound. Sparks was calling for it. Hill instead finds Birch, left wing. Back to Hill. Sparks releases out of the paint. Give to Birch, straightaway triple, misses left badly, and a rebound for Lothin. Here goes Indiana State up by 8, approaching 5 to play in the game. Teal with it for Indiana State. In between the leg dribble for Teal. Rolls down to the baseline right. Off a screen from Harding. They run into each other, then Teal pushes it short. Push it. And a rebound for Sparks. Gives to Birch. 1-on-1 to the rack. Puts it up. Rolls out, but going to the free throw line. Birch is just making it happen with some shifty handles. And can he convert at the free throw line to cut this to a 6-point game? That's a 3rd personal now on Wagner.
That's the one thing about Birch. He's got an uncanny ability if he gets downhill to get to the rim. Very close to finishing that for another old and one attempt. Now make a couple free throws. Wow.
And missed it. Ball State has won 20 straight non-conference home games. Last loss was December 3rd, 2019. against Loyola Chicago. They're down 74-66 here with 5:01 to play.
And Mick Carr's now 10 of 18 in the second half from the free throw line.
Birch, second free throw, swish home. Birch is out, Gorosito's in. 74-67, 5:01 to play. Hey, when the holidays get real, start at Kohl's and Kohls.com. You'll find amazing deals on everything you need and all in one place, so you can focus on the moments that matter. Kohl's, where families come first. Indiana State basketball, they're up 7. Here goes Teal, baseline right drive. He steps out. He stepped out while trying to get around Hendricks, but couldn't. And Indiana State turns it over for the 10th time today. We'll have the Starry postgame show coming up at the conclusion of this one. We'll talk with head coach Michael Lewis, break down this game, and then also preview Ball State's next opponent, Detroit Mercy.
Don't be surprised if Gorosito sets a screen so they get the switch for Fat Hill. Let's take a look.
Here goes Hill, receives a screen from Pearson, stops the free throw line left, shimmies against Wagner, hop step to the lane, Fat Hill missed the scoop, it rolled in and out. Rebound Indiana State, there's a lid on the rim right now. Ball State's won for its last 8 field goals. Here's Teal for the Sycamores, has it batted out of his hands and dumps it to Harding. Cross-court pass, a low thin, 6 points per game. Today has 8. The freshman from Spain gives to Dowdy. Free throw line right, and he throws it up, misses right, but draws a foul. It's on Gorosito. It's Ball State's 7th team foul, and now Indiana State to the free throw line, leading 74-67, 4 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the game. Dowdy is 2 for 2 from the line today with 13 points. He averages just 5 points a game this season. His first free throw spins in. And Dowdy is a transfer from Utah Valley, only had 4.5 points per game there. Spent 4 years at New Orleans, 85 appearances, 5.5 points per game there. And Dowdy's second free throw is in. Coach Schlesinger, who's an assistant coach for Indiana State, brought Dowdy to Indiana State. They were both at New Orleans.
Well, look, he's filled in nicely
Yeah,
for
he
Gray.
has.
He's averaging 12 minutes before today. He's played 29, and he's going to get a lot more time after this.
76-67, Ball State faces its largest deficit of the night with 4:07 to play. Fat Hill kicks it, Pearson right wing tray, open shot, rolls out, and a rebound for Harding of Indiana State. Looks are good here.
Yeah.
They're just not falling again like Georgia State.
That's exactly what you wanted.
Hand off to Wagner. Although thin, straight out for Indiana State. Runner goes out, rebound Harding. Muscles against Sparks, backs down Sparks now, flips one up, it's in. First double-digit lead by either team today. And it's a 78-67 Sycamores lead with 3:34 in the game. Coach Lewis has his arms crossed near midcourt as Gorosito drives, free throw line left, spins it for Sparks, who backs down Harding, rolls to the rim, misses it long, but another foul on Indiana State. So Sparks goes to the free throw line when we come back for 2 shots. 78-67. Indiana State in front, 3 minutes and 25 seconds to play on the Cardinals Gainbridge Radio Network from Learfield. Ball State facing its largest deficit of the night, 78-67, 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go here from Worthen Arena on ALS Awareness Night. Muncie, Indiana, David Eham, Mick Tidrow with you. Matt Tunnel's producing here tonight. Let's go ahead and send it back to Matt for station ID on the Cardinals Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. So ready to find out what you're made of. Ball State down 78-67 to Indiana State with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. Peyton Sparks shoots free throws to our left. What needs to change for Ball State in this last 3.5 minutes?
Well, look, Mick, you got to get stops. I mean, in the second half, the Sycamores have outscored the Cardinals 42-28. They're shooting 55% from the field, a perfect 8 of 8 from the line. So it really has to all start on the defensive end, and then back down here, you got to make some of these open looks.
And free throws. Sparks, for his first of 2 shots, drops in at 78-68. Sparks leads the Cardinals offense today with 15 points. Also has 7 boards in 22 total minutes. He's now 7 of 14 from the free throw line. Worthen falls silent. The big lefty eyes flies and drops home. 9-point ball game. Ethan Britton Watts picks up full court pressure on Teal. Does Ball State have a run in them here at the end of the game? Teal hands it off to Wagner, who's burned Ball State from deep with 19 points and 5 threes, and now a foul on the left wing. It's Ball State's foul on Pearson. 8th team foul.
Yeah, that's going to put Marcus Harding to the line. You know, he's 1 of 3 on the season. Last year at Central Michigan, shot just 56%. So
if there's a 1-and-1 guy you want at the line, this might be it.
Yeah.
Indiana State has nobody there to rebound it. Harding bounces up and down on the 1-and-1 free throw chance. Swish. 79-69. Indiana State's in front with 3:13 to go. Of course, Indiana State's a team that went to the NIT national title game before losing to Seton Hall by 2. They only returned 3% of its scoring, and they are 3-13 away from moving to 2-2 on the season with basically a fresh roster. Harding hits both free throws. 80-69 for the Sycamores with 3:05 to go. Pearson has it knocked away. Teal almost took it away, but Pearson has it for Ball State. Corner left side, throws it to Hill. Hill, left wing, deep three-pointer, misses it short. Pearson grabs the rebound, but throws it to Wagner, and now Wagner gives it back to Teal, who plays pitch and catch. It's 5-on-4 for Indiana State. Throw corner right. Sycamores trying to burn some clock, up by 11 with 2:45. And a travel. No, it's a foul first. They say Hill tripped up the freshman Olothin. And now 1-and-1 coming up for Olothin.
Well, you know, Mick, with that Fat Hill miss from deep, Cardinals now just 5 of 20 from three-point land. Came into today's game shooting 29%, which was 11th in the MAC. So at some point, going to have to find some perimeter shooting and knock down some of these threes. That's been the difference today. Indiana State, 12 made triples.
Olothin, it's the first free throw. 81-69, Indiana State with 2:41 to play. Sparks out, Hendricks in. Olothin's second free throw falls home. 82-69. Indiana State's in front. Watts lets the ball roll to midcourt, grabs it. Offense runs. Watts, right wing to Gorosito. Straightaway tray. High arcing shot. Karam's out right. Ball squirts into the lap of Dowdy, but he falls into bounds. Baseline left with it. They say Hendricks is the last one to touch it, though. And so it's Indiana State possession with 2:29 to play.
Look, another good look. That was a set play for Wansi Gorosito. Coming off a down screen, just didn't make the three.
Full court pressure from Ball State. Wagner inbounds to Teal. Fat Hill almost takes it away, but pops it out of bounds.
Carr's gonna go full court pressure here. Try to get a steal. If you don't get a steal, then trap immediately.
Slippery floor there in the left corner. Taking care of that.
It's a really awkward place to inbounds the basketball.
13-point Sycamores lead. Wagner trying to find a spot, and there's a whistle.
Yeah, delay of game warning on Ben Hendricks. Reached over the line.
Indiana State nearly turns it over, but Marcus Harding flies in for the backcourt to grab it, and now Teal's losing control. 1 second to get it over, and Teal just throws it into the hands of Coach Graves and to the bench. It was going to be a backcourt violation, but Teal said, hey, Coach, take it.
Yeah, Matthew Graves was a pretty good player. He's over there in a blue shirt. Unfortunately, he's not eligible. All right, see if the Cards can't take advantage. A 3 here, Mick, would cut it to 10 with 2:18 to go. Can't dawdle here.
See what they draw up. Watts has it, works on Wagner. Clock approaching, 2 minutes to go. Watts receives the screen, steps back, throws it Pearson straight away, between the leg dribble. Back to Gorosito, fakes a 3, drives, stutter step, and then Wagner fouls. Gorosito on the drive. So 2 free throws for Wansi Gorosito coming up.
Well, that's the next best thing right there. Any opportunity to score points while the clock stops is in your favor. Carr's going to sub defense in. Hendricks and TJ Birch getting ready to check in.
Gorosito 3 points today, and he hits the first of 2 free throws. 31 of 43 today for Ball State at the free throw line. 43 free throws.
Yeah, it's kept him in this game. I mean, he only shot 34% from the field, 23% from 3. That's been the difference, but now you got to get stops here. See if you can't get another turnover.
Gorosito's free throw drops in. It's 82-71, Indiana State with 2:05 to play. Hendricks with some full court pressure, jumping up and down as Wagner inbounds it to Teal. TJ Birch on his heels. And now Birch takes it away, grabs it at midcourt. Here goes the freshman by himself, puts it up and in and draws a foul. Worthen's back on its feet, and the freshman TJ Birch sparking Worthen.
Well, we talked about subbing in for defensive reasons. You saw exactly why. TJ Birch, such quickness, the little pick from behind, and then took it the length and finished with contact. How about that play by the freshman, giving 12 points on the afternoon in just 14 minutes.
Hey,
Excuse me, 14 points.
Yep, it's a new career high for Birch, as now the Ball State entire team's going over to the huddle to talk with Coach Lewis. And that was that Wagner's 5th foul? Yeah, that's Wagner's 5th foul, so he's done for Indiana State. He had 19 points. And now the whistles are blowing, and the refs are saying Ball State come back out. And so TJ Birch glides to the free throw line to try and make this an 8-point game. TJ Birch has earned himself some more minutes, huh?
Yeah,
The last couple games.
No question.
14 points in 14 minutes.
Now make this, you can set up the press.
And he doesn't make it, but Ben Hendricks is charged for a foul. He pushed Dowdy, trying to go for the basketball. (82-73), Sycamores in front with 1:56 to play.
Well, that was the Cardinals' 10th team foul, so Dowdy's going to get 2. He's 4 for 4 at the line here today.
So Dowdy shoots 2 to the right side. Up and in. Dowdy with 17 points. That's his season high. His best on the season before that was 8 points in the opener. Walker checks in for Harding. Harding has those 4 personal fouls, so Coach Graves trying to dance around that as long as he can.
Yeah, the Cardinals basically have 5 guards out there, so no need to have Harding in the game.
Dowdy's second free throw gets in. 84-73, 1:56 to go. The game's really been slowed down by fouls here in the second half. Ethan Britton Watts turns on the Jets, races toward the cup, finger roll drops in, and he also earns a trip to the free throw line. Can Ball State convert on a three-point play and make it an 8-point game?
Wow, Mick, I mean, it's working out perfectly. That took all of about 9 seconds, and the beauty of it is the clock stops. Indiana State, their own worst enemy right now. That is the 28th team foul.
And Ball State about to shoot its 46th free throw of the afternoon. Watts with a deep breath. Bends the knees, flicks the wrist, and Watts' free throw drops in. 8-point game, 84-76, 1:52 to play. Summers inbounds to Teal. Watts smacks it out of bounds. Nearly stole it away as he hit the floor. Timeout, Coach Graves of Indiana State. 84-76. Indiana State in front with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. We'll have the Starry post-game show coming up at the conclusion of this game. And that does serve as a media timeout, so we'll roll with them. 84-76, Ball State down with 1:50 to go on the Cambridge Radio Network from Learfield. Final 1 minute and 50 seconds here from Worthen Arena in Muncie, Indiana. 84-76, Indiana State's in front of Ball State. He's David Eha, Mick Tidrow, Matt Tunnels in our network studios.
Well, the interesting thing here, Mick, let's see what Michael Lewis decides to do here. Does he want to lengthen this game? And if you press and trap and then don't get a steal, is Michael Lewis going to foul immediately?
Hold up. Indiana State's players are like huddled around Ball State's huddle. Do you think they were just setting up for the play, or do you think they were trying to listen in a little bit?
No, I think
or both.
Yeah, they're setting up for the inbounds play that Matthew Graves drew up.
Just happened to be right outside of Ball State's huddle. I agree. Was just posing the question to you as a former player, trying to get some inside scoop. So Indiana State basketball on the baseline left. Summers set to throw it in. Slide pass to Teal. Watts on his hip, and Watts fouls Teal. This guy might last another 30 minutes with all these fouls back and forth.
Yeah.
Which is good for Ball State, because the more that this game goes, the better chance that they have.
Yeah, and Indiana State's gotten it done. 16 of 17 at the line now. Samaj Teal yet to go there today.
And Teal hits the first one. So Teal in this performance, 8 points on 3 of 9 from the field. He does have 11 assists though, E. That jumped on you quick, because he's known for his scoring, but does average 3.5 assists per game. Today has blown that through the roof and then some.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want out of one of your seniors and better players. When it's not going your way offensively, he's 3 of 9, create for others.
It's now his new career high in assists. His previous was 8.
And make no mistake, I mean, if Teal knocks this in, this will be a 50-point half for Indiana State. So,
man,
I guarantee when you talk to Coach Lewis on the postgame, that's going to be first and foremost on his mind.
And the refs are checking out something at the scores table far side before the second Teal free throw. Did you see what they signaled? I was looking at the free throw line.
Yeah, same here. Not sure what they're looking at.
Wouldn't have been on the foul by Watts, right? Before the Teal free
You would
throws.
have think they would have went and looked at it before Teal took a free throw. So
Need to get Todd Von Sossen over here. He's playing away, Todd.
yeah, play on.
They do say play on, so nothing was changed. Now Teal back to the free throw line. 85-76, Indiana State in front of Ball State. 1:48 to play as Teal's free throw trickles in. 9 points for Teal, 1 away from a double-double.
Sycamores go zone.
10-point lead, Gorosito back and forth with Watts to Birch, right wing. Ball State running out of time. Gorosito finds Hill, baseline left drive, up and under, grabs it, 2 points. Hill has 11 points in 27 minutes, and Coach Lewis calls timeout, down by 8.
Well, Michael Lewis has 2 timeouts left. Again, opportunity, same formula. Set up the press, see if you can get a trap and a steal. And it's like, you know, there's an assistant coach in there telling the players if they're going to foul, who to foul. Pick your poison here, Mick. They're 18 of 19.
Yeah, they're lights out for the free throw line today.
The only guy that's missed one is Tyron Cook, who's not even in the game. So everybody else that's out there is perfect from the stripe.
It's a very clean game from Indiana State. They're shooting 50%, 44 from 3, 95% for the free throw line, out-rebounding Ball State 40-30, and have turned it over only 12 times. 86-78, Indiana State lead with 1:35 to go, and Olothan's fouled in the backcourt. This one on Ben Hendricks, so he fouls out.
Well, if you were going to foul anybody, why not Olothan? He's a freshman. Yeah, today 4 of 4 from the line, but it was only 3 of 6 coming into the game. So make the freshman stand up there all by himself. All 4 other Indiana State players in the backcourt.
So with Hendricks out of the game with 5 fouls, Sparks doesn't come back in either for Ball State. It's Pearson, Birch, Gorosito, Watts, and Hill. Athleticism and three-point shooting ability on the floor. There you go, E. Olothan misses the first of 2. Played on the Spanish U18 national team where he averaged 10 points and 4.5 rebounds a game. If he misses this one, it helps Ball State for a couple of reasons, but Tater Tot's also on the line today from Roots Burger Bar. If Olothan misses, but he makes it. Might be public enemy number 1 by the student section. 87-78, Indiana State lead, 1:30 to go. Watts straight away, gives it to Gorosito, left wing, deep three-point ball, yes! Gorosito nails it. It's a 6-point game with 1:28, and Coach Lewis burns one of his 2 remaining timeouts. Some life.
Yeah, it is, and that's exactly what you wanted, right? You got 1 missed free throw, you come down, bury a 3 without taking up a lot of time. And now also, I think in your mind, they're saying, okay, Olothan, he's the guy we want to foul.
Now down 6 with 1:28 to go. Do you foul immediately again and do what you've been doing the last few possessions?
You know, look, at Georgia State, right, it was a 3-point game with 39 seconds and they fouled. I think what Michael Lewis wants to do is give it 1 or 2 traps. Last time Ben Hendricks fouled almost immediately when that first trap was broken. So I think he's saying give our defense at least 1 or 2 traps to get a steal before you foul, but let's see how it plays out.
Ball State down by 6 with 1:28 to go. Indiana State inbounds. Olothan grabs it, throws it towards Summers. Watts all over him. Indiana State trying to get it past midcourt, and Watts fouls Olothan. Coach Lewis and the crowd all wanted to travel. I'd like to see the replay on this one, E. See if they show the replay on the video board up.
Yeah,
Haven't seen it yet.
And Coach Lewis was upset almost to the point of where he did not want him to foul. So I don't know if there was some miscommunication there because Ethan was playing very aggressive.
Olothan's free throw is in. 88-81, Indiana State leading with 1:21 to play. Jones out, Gorosito back in. See if Olothan can give Ball State a chance here. To our right, free throw, up and in. Back to an 8-point lead. Watts surges forward. Give to Gorosito, left wing, bouncing around against Dowdy. Gorosito trying to create something, running toward the rim, loses the ball, and Teal picks it up. Gorosito fouls it.
You got to credit Indiana State's defense there, right? They knew the Cardinals wanted a three, and it was suffocating outside the three-point line. They were saying, look, a two's not going to hurt me. Gorosito put it on the deck. Guy reached in, turnover. That one hurt.
89-81, Indiana State advantage with 1:08 in the second half. Teal today, 9 points and 11 assists. Make it 10 points, he has a double-double. Teal's second free throws off the front of the rim. Pearson the rebound. Gives off to Hill. Down by 9 with a minute to go. Hill running. Kicks it right corner. Watts a three-point ball. It's long. Teal the defensive rebound. Gorosito fighting with Teal for a ball. And it's a foul on Gorosito. Nine to 81, and Teal's back at the free throw line right with 56 seconds to play.
And look, Mick, you executed that possession as well as you possibly could. Hill drew the defense, kicked open, wide open three for Ethan Britton. Watts just didn't knock it in. Card 6 of 22.
Teal's first free throw is in. 91-81.
And Teal's got him a double-double. 11 points, 11 assists.
Now 12 points with another made free throw. 92-81, 56 seconds left in the game. Sorry post-game show coming up after this. We'll talk with head coach Michael Lewis after he chats with his team. Gorosito, right wing, deep three-point ball, cashes home. 8-point game, 92-84 with 47 seconds to go. Summers inbounds, throws it. Fat Hill rejects it. It's Birch who comes up with it. Hill to Gorosito, right wing three-point ball. This one's short. Pearson the offensive rebound and then ripped away by the freshman Walker. Teal loops one to Summers and there's a foul. That could have been the one if Gorosito made that shot.
Things would have got very interesting had that fallen. It would have been a 5-point game.
But instead it's 92-84 with 33.9 seconds and Teal back to the free throw line right. Indiana State's 24 of 27 from the free throw line, 89% as a team. And Teal is 5 for 6, make it 6 for 7.
And no, Mick, a lot of this at the end of the game, right, is because the Cardinals had to foul, but that's now 57 points in the second half.
Teal's second free throw is all twine. 94-84, Indiana State lead, 3 seconds separate shot and game clock here at the end of the game. Birch drives downhill, right-handed scoop, misses, Walker the defensive rebound, and Ball State's calling it off. Coach Lewis says no more fouling, down by 10 with 21 seconds left. Shot clock is dark. Summers fakes a layup, instead rolls back out to the right wing. And Coach Graves says dribble this thing out. Teal looks to his head coach. He throws up both hands. Brakes are put on, fans file toward the exits, and the Indiana State contingent starts clapping its hands right behind Indiana State's bench to the far side right. Horn sounds, 94-84. Indiana State wins the 140th installment of the rivalry between the Sycamores and Cardinals. 94-84 is your final. The Starry post-game show is coming up. Coach Lewis joins us on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield. It is the Story post-game show. Cardinal fans, grab yourself an ice-cold Story lemon lime soda for the game. Story hits different. Story is a proud sponsor of Ball State Athletics. In the final today, 94-84, Indiana State defeats Ball State basketball. David Eha, Mick Chidro walking through the Story post-game show with you. Matt Tuttle producing here tonight. Let's go take a look at our check of stats presented by MITS, Muncie, Indiana Transit System. No car, no problem. MITS is reliable, safe, and free for students and veterans. Download the MITS bus app and ride with MITS today. It was led by 58 second-half points for the Sycamores today.
And look, that was the story in the game, the second half for the Sycamores. The Cardinals just didn't shoot it well. 38% on the game, 22 of 57, just 7 of 24 from deep. That's 29%. Got to the foul line 46 times, made 33 for 71%. And you got to credit the Sycamores. From the field, 50%, 28 of 56, 12 of 27 from deep. That's 44%, and man, did they hit their free throws. 26 of 29, 89%. Rebounding battle went to the Sycamores, 43-31. They had 4 offensive rebounds. Cards had 5. How about this, Mick? Indiana State, 21 assists on their 28 field goals. Meanwhile, the Cardinals had 11 turnovers. Sycamores with 13. That led to 11 Cardinal points. Ball State only turned it over 8 times, leading to 10 Sycamore points. Points in the paint, Indiana State with a 32-28 edge. Second chance points, Sycamores 5, Cardinals had 2. And the fast break points, this we talked about at the beginning of the game, right? 19 fast break points for Indiana State to just 8 for the Cardinals. Individually for Ball State had 4 in double figures. Peyton Sparks led everybody, 16 points, 4 of 11 from the field, 8 of 15 from the line. The leading rebounder was 7, also 2 blocks in 23 minutes. After that, 14 points for the freshman TJ Birch, a career high, 4 of 8 shooting, 5 of 8 from the line. He did it all in 16 minutes. Michael Lewis is going to join us on the postgame. We'll finish up the stats when that interview concludes.
This is the Story post-game show. Head coach Michael Lewis joining us here courtside after this one. Coach, up 39-36 after the first half. What was the biggest difference in your eyes?
I made a poor coaching choice. They had 8 threes at half, trying to take away the three-point line. I didn't realize we were going to quit guarding the ball. And they just got into some pistol action, ball screen action. We were horrendous from the guard perspective of guarding the ball. We were horrendous from the bigs perspective of how we were guarding the ball screen coverage. Just horrendous in both parts. That's poor coaching. That's on me. It's inexcusable to look like that in a game that we came in very well prepared for. We just did not execute, and that's completely on me.
Coach, looking at what this, we talked about the three-point game for Indiana State. You mentioned trying to make those changes from a second-half perspective. The 58 points, when you talk about that second-half performance for Indiana State and the defense that you tried to change, how did you see their
well, that's
team
a little
respond
misleading
to that?
because of the fouls at the end. We were, you look short-term micro and you also look macro, okay? Our ball screen coverage at Dayton got dinged in a different way, right? And the first half tonight, we kept getting sucked in, and we were giving up threes. And that's how they took 9 twos
right.
the first half.
Yeah.
20-something threes, and they got some guys that can shoot the ball. Then we did not attack very smartly on offense. They had some guys out there that, in my opinion, are not great defenders. And we tried to force things against them instead of like what we did the second half against Dayton, where we let it come to us and then attack smartly with some space. But we got to grow in those areas. But yeah, obviously, giving up the 8 threes in the first half, we tried to take that away. But you've got to be able to guard the ball. They're not breakdown guys. Like it's not like you're dealing with guys that are just dynamic off the bounce. They have some guys that struggle handling the basketball. They have some guys that can't get by you. They don't really set screens. They're just there. They're slipping out of them, and we just couldn't keep the ball in front of us. So really bad decision on my part.
Coach, thank you for joining us in the postgame. We'll talk to you soon. Said Coach Michael Lewis of the Starry postgame show after the 94-84 finish here inside Worthen. Indiana State defeats Ball State. Let's go back to those check of stats by Mitz.
Yeah, rounding out for the Cardinals individually, Mickey Pearson, 12 points. It was Fat Hill, 11 points on 4 of 11 shooting. And the other double-figure score was Juancy Gorosito, had 11. Rounding it out, it was Jeremiah Hernandez, 9 points, 6 of those from the foul line in 19 minutes. Joey Hart played but did not score. Mason Jones had 2. Ethan Britton Watts, 7 on 1 of 7 shooting, led the team with 4 assists. And Ben Hendricks threw in 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. For the Sycamores, they had great balance. 5 guys in double figures led by Camp Wagner, 19 points, 5 of 8 from 3. Daughtry had 16 on 7 of 14 shooting. Samaj Teal, Coach talked about the ball screen. It was Teal that did the most damage in the pick and roll, hence 11 assists. Keep this in mind. He had 11 assists all season coming into this game and chipped in 14 points as well. After that, Alishin, the freshman, with 13, 4 for Cook, 8 for Harding, 3 for Summers. Indiana State wins 94-84.
That's our check of stats here on the Starry postgame show. We'll continue when we return on the Gamebridge Radio Network from Learfield.